Meanwhile, in California, they're calling it California Firestorm 2014. Videos like this popping up all over Twitter, Facebook, and Vine. Social media helping lead the way when it comes to where fires are spreading and who is being evacuated. And in at least one case, cell phone video is spearheading an arson investigation.
What you're seeing is what Adam Jordan calls the start of the 400-acre poinsettia fire.
Look how fast it's moving.
Jordan is the man behind the camera. He was landscaping a home above Alga Norte Community Park around 10:30 Wednesday morning when he saw flames.
We seen a little bush catch on fire next to the golf course, and then all of a sudden the whole tree just got engulfed in flames, and you could see like someone in a golf cart drive away, stop about a couple hundred yards, turn around, and then just start watching it. And then from there, it took a matter of 20 minutes to jump over the street into the hillside.
Minutes after he started rolling, the fire climbs the neighboring hill and takes off.
There's houses all over there. Started right down here. It's going to start heading toward us.
By the end of the video, you can see thick black smoke pouring from a neighborhood. It's ominous white trail leading back to what looks like an ignition point.
I didn't actually witness the man. It was too far to even see what he was wearing.
Big thanks to our affiliate KGTV for that report. Mike Brooks, fire investigator, gets this video. What happens next, Mike?
Well, Vinny, what we were seeing here looks like it was the origins of that poinsettia fire. Now, this video is very, very important because if I'm an investigator, I want to know, okay, how did this start? And was this guy by the golf course in a golf cart? What did he have to do with it, if anything? In fact, you know, that really, 20 minutes later, with those high winds and the heat, right up that hill. But I want to go out to Logan Fondren. He's joining me from Carlsbad. Logan, you know, you're out there, and in fact, you were evacuated. This golf course that we're speaking of, right there where the poinsettia fire started, you're a PGA professional. Do you know what golf course this is?
Yeah, I believe they're talking about Aviara Golf Course over there at the Aviara Park Hyatt. Which actually, crazy enough, I played that golf course yesterday.
So you were there yesterday. Did anybody say anything about anyone they may have seen in a golf cart?
No, I haven't heard of anything like that. But you know, on the back nine, on I think it's 14 and 15 or 15 and 16. I mean, it's right there, right next to the golf course. And, I mean, it's, you know, touching the cart path back on one of the tee boxes. So I mean, it was really, really close to that golf course and to the homes around there too. It was pretty intense.
Wow. Now, Logan, you were evacuated, correct?
Correct. Yeah, I actually saw the smoke coming out the office window around I think it was around 10:30, 10:45 or so, and I was about to head out to lunch, and it grew and grew, and by the time I got back from lunch, they said y'all can go home. So we packed it up and went home, and it was quite ominous looking out the window and seeing how big and black that cloud of smoke was.
Now, you work for Callaway Golf. How far is Callaway's headquarters? How far was it from that poinsettia fire?
A couple miles.
Wow. And with the other day, your coworker, who we're getting a lot of pictures from, was posted on Twitter, Chad Coleman. He had sent some pictures out, and it was apparently 100 degrees, and some of the winds were 40 to 50 miles an hour.
Yeah, it was hotter than I've seen it here in a while, and you know, we got that Santa Ana wind coming the opposite direction, and it was warm.
Now
it was hot.
Now you see some of these pictures from Chad Coleman. He's involved with social media with Callaway Golf also, and you see his Twitter handle at #Chad. Now, when did they let you go back to your homes and also back to Callaway?
Well, I live a little bit north of Callaway, so my home and the area that I lived in, we were fine. So I was able to go home directly after they let us go from work. And so Wednesday afternoon we were shut down, and then that continued Thursday. We were shut down on Thursday, and we're back.
There were over 10,000 evacuations, and they said that 120,000 people were notified by San Diego County about the evacuations. Did you get notified, and if so, how?
No, we didn't get notified. Like I said, we're a little bit north of everything, so it kind of missed us. But standing on my balcony, man, we could see the Camp Pendleton fire. We could see the San Marcos fire. And we could look down and see the poinsettia fire as well. So we were pretty well surrounded. So it was a little nerve-wracking for us.
Yeah, I can imagine, especially living out there and the way the wind shifts so much. Well, Logan Fondren, thanks so much for joining us, and I hope you and all your folks at Callaway are able to stay safe, and there's no more fires this summer, and because it's just so devastating. Logan, thanks so much. Vinny?
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Mike, and you got to keep an eye on whoever was driving that golf cart.
Absolutely.
The case. Up next, we're live on the fire lines in Escondido, and we're going to show you how social media is covering every one of the 8 major fires burning in Southern California right at this moment. All right, take a look at this time-lapse video shot from a business in Escondido, California. This is the Cocos Fire, one of 8 major wildfires burning in Southern California right now. Absolutely devastating stuff. Dangerous. Big question today, how much of it, if any, is arson? And CNN correspondent Ted Rollins is in Escondido and joins us right now. Ted, great to have you on the program. What's the latest in an investigation here? Is this arson? Is all of this arson? Some of it? What do investigators believe at this point?
Well, they don't know, Vinny, but, you know, common sense throws you that way. Were 9 separate fires all set during a relatively short period of time in a relatively small area, different parts of the San Diego County, but all in San Diego County. All of Southern California had the same conditions going on, yet all of the fires broke out in this area. So clearly, and you were showing that video near the golf course there of the beginning of the poinsettia fire. They're going to look at all of those points of origin, and they're going to go in and try to establish the cause. Obviously, each one of those points of origin is a separate crime scene. There's a separate investigation. But yes, clearly they are looking towards arson as being a very, very distinct possibility here.
And how would you describe the status of these fires at this point, Ted?
Well, night and day. From yesterday at this time, this hillside was completely black with smoke and fire. That's where you saw those Firenado videos. We're all in this basic region here, and now look at it. There's no wind at all, which is fabulous for firefighters, and they've been able to attack this thing from the air and the ground. It is night and day. Of the 8 fires that are still going, there's one that's 85% contained, one 90, another 80. This one is still technically 10, but they've made great progress today. For all practical purposes. In fact, the fire chief of San Diego said they've gotten through the worst of it, and they really feel they have the upper hand now.
All right, Ted Rollins joining us live from Southern California. Thanks so much, Ted. Appreciate it. Let me bring in Mike Brooks. Mike, as we take a look at the map here, some of the fires, and here's the amazing thing happening. People are posting videos of these fires from all over. So let's start down here in San Diego and take a look at what we found posted there. I mean, where does the investigation begin, Mike?
Well, it's trying to find out what the point of origin was. You know, normally in a structure fire, you look for cause and origin, but here you want to know the point of ignition, of exactly where the fire was first started. That's why in Carlsbad it's so important to find out what that person in the golf cart, what that role, if any, was in the start of that fire.
All right, let's take a look now. We go to San Marcos, and again, more fire.
You know, this could have been an extension of the Carlsbad fire, because you look at how far San Diego is from Carlsbad. You know, was that a different point of ignition? Here, the embers from the Carlsbad fire could have spread, because the other day, as I was talking to Logan, it was over 100 degrees, and the winds were between 40 and 50-mile-an-hour winds.
All right, now we'll move on to Carlsbad.
Wow.
You just mentioned that one, and these fires up in the hills as well.
Yeah, a number of fires, and you know, and Chad Coleman, who was putting up the pictures on Twitter, you could see distinct columns of smoke. You know, and so you think to yourself, okay, is each one of these a different point of ignition, or is it just from the fire spread itself?
And there you see the firefighters from on top trying to get this thing under control. Take a look at one more here. This one from Oceanside, Mike.
Yeah, Oceanside, another. Everything is so bone dry. They've had drought conditions out there, Vinny, and that's why it spread so quickly. And the problem is with firefighters, it can change directions just as quickly, and very, very dangerous to those wildland firefighters.
All right, so Mike, what are your thoughts here? Do you think that they figured this whole thing out?
I think they're in a process. I think they know more than what they're telling us. I think they'll probably get to the cause and origin and the points of ignition, you know, because where Ted Rollins was in Escondido, they took 2 people into custody, an adult and a juvenile, to see whether or not they may have had some role in starting up that fire in Escondido.